Hey guys, and welcome to season 3 of the Us People podcast. I'm your host Savia, and in this season I get to make my guests laugh, cry, and even make them think about life a little differently with the questions I fire over to them, which digs into their lives and professions a little differently. We even had a chance to change up the intro, giving you a fresh, new sound. I look forward to sharing season 3 of the Us People podcast with you. Let's go.
Good evening. My name is Michael Wallace. I'm the co-founder, director of Kickoff at 3 and public speaker. You are listening to the Us People podcast with the amazing Savia.
You sound like Barry White now.
That's the one.
Made up my mind, now is my time to shine. Now is my time to shine. Time that you let go, time that you let go.
Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of the Us People podcast. I'm your host Savia, and today I have the lovely Michael Wallace, who is a police officer. He's also the co-founder of Kickoff at 3. He is a director and also a public speaker. Michael, thank you so much for taking your time to come on the Us People podcast. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Honestly, I'm humbled. We've been trying to get this done for quite a while, but it's an honest pleasure to be with you this evening, and I'm looking forward to our discussion, open and honest discussion going forward.
I'm actually looking forward to it too. So I was writing, and obviously the first question I always love to ask anybody that comes on the Us People podcast is, could you tell me about yourself, but also who you are, about your background, but also how that influenced you to be the person who you are today?
Oh, hell, that's a great way to start this. Who am I? I'm going to be honest with you. Sometimes I have to look at myself and say, who am I? Because we think we know our own self, but I'm learning as life goes on. I'm 51 years of age, and every day is a different day. And every day I'm actually learning something new about myself.
Yeah.
It could be a situation, it could be a person I meet, and in turn, it makes me find myself, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, who am I? I'm a passionate black man, a proud father of 3 children. And I'm a person that does things not for love, but from love.
I like that.
I'm a person that I don't see colour, I see a person. Colour only becomes a problem if there's a problem. Because I just see people. And then when a situation happens, then colour is evident to me that there's a problem. Then that's when I have to take a check of where am I, who am I, and how do I address the situation.
Yeah.
I'm a person that everything I've done has not been given to me. I've had to work for everything I've done. But I've been supported.
Yeah.
Supported by my mother, Barbara Benjamin.
Hey, Mum.
And Mum has given me the inspiration. She's taught me the values, the simple things in life, the please, the thank you, having respect. I remember from growing up, a lot of my friends used to say to me, and a lot of my friends where I grew up in the area, in Penge, Beckenham, my parents came from the Windrush generation, landed in Lambeth, Brixton, and we moved around. And where I grew up and went to school in a place, as I said, Benj Beckenham, and I had a lot of white friends.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I didn't see colour, I just see people. But they were white, but they were people. And I remember one of my friends, and I know he's my friend Amali, and I'm still in contact with him to this day. He says, how come you got so many aunties and uncles? Everybody you talk to is an auntie or uncle. You know, how much family you got? And I said to him, they're not all my aunties or uncles. It's respect.
Yeah.
Anybody that's older than us, the way we've been brought up, it's respect. And even to this day, there's people I'll see, and I would never address them as by their name. I would say uncle or auntie, because it's that respect. And you actually hear now some of the younger people to this day, they will say, "Oh, hello, unks, hello, auntie," because that's the way that's traditionally the way we're brought up. Yeah. But I owe a lot to my mother, Barbara Benjamin, and my father, Tony Wallace, who supported, a lot of what I do and I try to do, and see the vision. But I wouldn't like to say I'm an influencer, because that when people, they're talking nowadays, they're influencers. But I would like to see myself as wanting to create change. I see myself as a role model.
Yeah.
I like to think that I'm a role model. I'm not perfect. I still make mistakes. I'm still learning. But I try to see, to inspire my own children. Try and empower them to do good things. You don't have to be the most talented. I've always been brought up is try your best.
Yeah. Do
the best you can do. I've always been brought up in a way that just give your 100%, and that will take you far. People will believe in you and want to help you more. And I love sport. I was good at sport, but I wouldn't say I was the best. Academically, I struggled, and it's only when later in life, when I joined the police, at 35 years of age, that I came to find out why I struggled at school, because I'm dyslexic. I found out I was dyslexic when I was at Hendon Training School.
Yeah.
And when I joined as a police officer in 2008. So I'm just Michael, and I'm still finding something about myself each and every day.
I like that. So my next question is gonna coincide with your first question. So when I ask people this question, it can bring out a lot from them. So I always ask people, can you define yourself as a person? And who do you see when you look in the mirror? But on the flip side of that question, has there ever been a time where you have looked in the mirror and not recognized the person staring back at you? How did you manage to transform who you are as an individual and come back and be that person who you wanted to be?
That's a really good question. So I'm going to break it down. I want to break it down in segments, because there was a lot of information in one go. So let's break it up into a couple parts. So, and that's the way I can kind of give you the best answer than trying to get everything in one go. So the first part of your question is, just repeat the first part of your question.
Can you define yourself as a person?
Right. Can I define myself as a person? Wow. I've never had these kind of questions before. To define myself as a person, the best way I define myself as a person that is always willing. I define myself as a person that I'm giving.
Yeah.
I define myself as a person that wants to make a difference. I define myself as a person that would like to leave a legacy.
Yeah.
In anything I may do, or not as me, just me, but people that I work with. Because we can't do this all alone. And anybody that knows me, I try to bring in a network.
You do.
Of people linking in, I had an email the other day. I was Michael, Mr. Connector. He's at it again. But, and I'll use this saying, and I've used it before, and I'll continue to use it. You run fast alone, but you go so much further as a group.
That's true.
So I kind of break it down like I've just broken down your questions. And the way I break that down is you look at the African runners, and I use that as an example. When they're running as a pack. They're helping each other. They're supporting over that journey. They're taking it in turn to push each other on. But when you look at another runner that maybe from a different generation, different, different. Some of them are running off fast, and they're going and and they keep on going. But then as time goes on, they're slowing down, and then the African runners are still going. They're still pushing. They're bypassed. So that person's run out of gas, and that's the way I kind of do it with which I'm trying to do with our team, with those who are like-minded, helping support one another to push each other on, connecting with each other, and and trying to fulfill dreams.
I like that.
That's what it is. There's no point in having dreams that you can't achieve those dreams. You've got to make those dreams as best as possible come true, but have the expectations that sometimes we will not always fulfill our dreams, but at least let's give it a go.
Yeah.
So the next part of that question
is, who do you see when you look in the mirror?
Who do I see when I look in the mirror? I see Michael, but there's times, and especially of recent challenges I've had, I haven't recognized myself. I do not see the Michael that I know myself to be and people know me to be.
Yeah.
And I think it's important that when you don't recognize yourself, you be true to yourself.
Yeah.
And say to yourself, that's not me. That's not me I see in the mirror. That is somebody else. So what are you going to do about it? And everybody's got their own ways of dealing with things. People drink, they smoke, they take drugs.
Yeah.
They do whatever. They gamble. Everybody finds their way. If they don't see themselves, they find an outlet. And in my recent scenario, I've had to find a way, with the support of others, to enable myself to look in the mirror and then recognize myself again. And I'm getting there. People might not see it because I think, but I'm beginning to find myself again. But that's going to take time.
I like that. I don't even need to get on to the next part because you practically answered it.
Right, okay.
You answered it all in one. So who have been some of the most inspirational people in your life that has guided you? I know you was talking about your mother who has given you the guidance and the respect and the desire in your heart to do good things. But is there anyone else that you feel has given you the inspiration to continue to being the person that you are and fulfilling those goals and dreams that I know you have?
First and foremost, to answer that question truthfully, my own children. They've inspired me because I would not want to see them go through what maybe some of the challenges I've had.
Yeah.
So I do what I do because they've inspired me to give them hope in any way, especially all three of them. They're all different in their own different ways. But certainly I would say without being biased to any of because all my children I love the same. I'll do anything the best I can for them. But I would say the one that maybe inspires me even more is my autistic son.
Yeah.
That's where I've seen, he was wrongfully excluded from school at 6 years old, permanently excluded from a mainstream school, and he has a disability at 6 years old, of age. And myself and his mother had to battle. He was out of school for 3 months. What do you do with a 6-year-old child who's autistic? Where do you go with that at 6 years old? That inspired me and his mother to say that's wrong. And we fortunately was able to, with the support. That's what's really important. When you do things, you need the support of the right people behind you. And I said to those of position that no other parent should have to go through what we went through as parents.
Yeah.
No other child, because it took a long while for our son to catch back up. And even still to a certain degree, because of the situation what happened, it took him out of an environment which he had a right to be in.
Yeah.
We're talking about equality. But however, we not to dwell. We need to push forward, and that inspires me to, and that's where what I do about equality, about we're all one people, black, white, religion, sex, sexual orientation, different social background. I don't care.
Yeah.
We're one people, and everybody deserves that equal space and feel safe in the environment. And that's what I try to preach. When I say preach, it's part of the ethos of what I do, not with what I just do with Kickoff at 3, what me and Ashley do, which we co-founded together, but what I do in my everyday work as a police officer. I strive for that equality, that we all are one people.
One of the things that I know will coincide is you recently done a campaign about mental health. Now, there's a lot of stigma about men having mental health, and I find that a lot of men hide their feelings and emotions because of that stigma, and a lot of men have been brought up in the sense where they have been told it's not good for you to be able to show emotion. I don't believe that's true, but that's my opinion. I think emotions make you stronger as a person, as an individual, and it also makes people aware of how you are feeling. Could you break down especially from a man's perspective, of how mental health and your emotions can not just ruin you, but also enhance you as a person if we just show each other that it's good to be able to show our emotions and embrace them?
Yeah, I mean, mental health is a killer.
Mm-hmm.
Silence is a killer.
That's true.
And historically, men, for whatever reason, do not speak up if in a space where their mental well-being is being affected, and if we break it down even further, a lot of black men struggle, especially from certain cultural backgrounds. Traditionally, a lot of those from ethnic minority backgrounds, African countries, from Western, just culturally, they are seen as the head of the house,
Yeah.
the man of the house. Now, there again, this is no reflection on, we're talking about equality, and, where we're having now more and more women that are the women of the house. They're the breadwinners. There's a lot more men staying at home looking after the children, where the wife or partner will go out and work and be bringing in the finances to support the family. So things have changed a lot over the years. But however, traditionally, culturally, from a lot of different backgrounds, the man is normally seen as the man of the house. So traditionally, providing for their family, going out there working, etc., etc. And then when a man has struggled, culturally, it could be seen as a failure. And that can hurt a man's pride.
Yeah.
Just like it can hurt a woman's pride, because the things that hurt women as well. But I'm just speaking from a man's perspective, what I know, I see, and lived experiences.
Yeah.
It's always important to have those honest conversations with lived experiences. And a lot of men do not want to confess that they have a problem, because there's that stigma.
Yeah.
And, and those will know, especially from Jamaica, where my family are from. And I'll tell you as it is, and no disrespect in the words I'm going to use, because but it's just me being open on what, man will be seen as a madman.
Yeah.
See him there as a madman that, let him go on about him as a madman. Those kind of talk. We laugh, but that's how it's perceived.
It is though.
That's the reality of it, it's just seen as, they wouldn't say. I'd like to use the words, if I see that somebody has a mental health condition, and it's evident to me, I will use the words, oh, he or she's not well.
Yeah.
For me, that's a
respectful term
to say no. And I actually had a conversation with somebody today on the telephone, and they were questioning somebody that I know, and I said, we had this conversation literally about 5 hours ago. And I said, no, he's not well. He's not well. And that person said, okay, I get it now. But back in the day, I was madman, that, that kind of talk, so, there again, it's to being open, honest about somebody without divulging certain things about their well-being, respectfully. And that's where men have suffered. They say that it's 75% of men, if I remember correctly, 75 men, they commit. If you're talking at the research, that they take their own lives, which is a astonishingly very high figure.
it is.
If you compare it to women, because I know there's women that do take their own lives, but you're hearing reports, it's predominantly men, and I'm hearing a lot of cases. I'm not saying it doesn't happen in other cultures or communities, but at this moment, there's a lot of young black men committing suicide. And that's what it is. That's the figures, the things I'm hearing. I received a phone call this morning, and it was very touching. And without going into it, it appears that there's a young man that's committed suicide. So, and this is happening regularly, and especially this time of year.
Yeah.
Christmas, we see Christmas. A lot of people see Christmas as celebration coming together. There's a lot of people see Christmas as not a time for celebration, and we have to be respectful of that. Not everybody celebrates Christmas could be faithful through faith, but a lot of people see Christmas. It brings back painful memories.
Yeah.
So we have to be respectful of that. So this is where I was involved in a recent campaign called Models of Diversity campaign.
Yeah.
There's a calendar coming out in the new year. Myself and my good friend Shane Sanderford, who's an ambassador Kickoff Free. We was asked to be involved in the campaign with some amazing other, gentlemen. Make me feel good, being felt like modeling thing, not that I've done modeling before, but it was great to be. Yeah, it felt nice, man. How you mean? Get a little drink, a little food. How you mean? But it was nice. It was nice. Make me feel like big people, them, celebrity,
I saw the photos. I saw you enjoying yourself.
Yeah, no, it was, but let's strip it back. It was for great cause, and it was nice to be in a room with so many like-minded men.
Yeah.
From different backgrounds, white, black, it's just, I have to thank Angel for inviting me, and Marie inviting me and Shane to be involved. She saw the work we were doing through Kickoff 3, but we wanted, about supporting people, and they said, look, we'd love you to be involved, and it was an honour, real honour, and and of course it's something very close to my heart.
Yeah.
That it's important, and it shows that this campaign is working because people are reaching out, through social media. Some of the posts, it's touching on people. So this is real. It's real life, and then unfortunately, there'll be someone somewhere. They'll find it too much.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, there will be somebody out there who will take their own life. So we have to be real and say, and this is where I see something you and it's really important that you often use as a quote: be kind to one another.
Yeah, all the time.
Be kind. Look out for people. If they're not being themselves, you're thinking, nah, that's not right. They don't normally behave like. Question that. Check in on them. And there was one person, I won't name him, he knows who he is, but he always checked in on me when I wasn't myself. He knew I wasn't myself.
Yeah.
He always, every day I'll get a phone call from him and say, "You're okay, Michael, you're doing okay." And that meant, and still does mean, so much to me. So so it's really important that if you see somebody who's not maybe themselves, somebody just could be using, and it's not so much they're having a bad day, but you just see that they're not just their usual buoyant self, or they're just not acting in a manner that they normally do. Don't be afraid to ask the question. You okay? What's happening? Do you want to talk? And men have to be open and say, you know what? I have to talk. It's really important. So, I'm just a big advocate of the campaign and Ollie Foundation charity, which is another charity that I've been supporting. Unfortunately, there again, a close friend of mine, Dennis Akan, son Danny Akan, took his life nearly a year ago, and it's still tragic. Any time is tragic for any family, but you know, and that's just not the only. There's another person that took his own life. No, you know, close to when I say a work colleague, but yeah, it's just it's so painful. But we need to just let's have the positive. Let's there's a negative, but let's push on and let some positive come out of such tragic circumstances.
Now, I know that you've been through a lot in your life, and also recently. I don't want to dig too deep, but I believe that there is so much within you that you can share when I talk about you being a police officer and you being of a different culture, and how it is for you being a different culture, because there are so many people who do great work just like you do. But at the same time, although we can do great work sometimes because we stand out, there is, and I'm going to be very honest with this, there is a jealousy stigma within that, and people will take that and not like it. My question for you, Michael, is, in your own words, could you break down, if you can, anything that has happened to you that you would like to share to inspire other people to say, no matter what you are going through in your life, no matter what job you have, if there is jealousy or envy or any kind of just negativity surrounding them because of who they are, how can they get out of it? How can they push forward to continue to do a job that they love?
Yeah, that's a really really how can I put it? Very touching kind of question. And I think I'm not just speaking on behalf of myself. I'm speaking on behalf of many people out there that have found themselves in a situation whereby they feel their backs against the wall.
Victimized, I would call it. Yeah.
That's the word. You said it, not me.
Well, it's true. It's true. It's victimized. It is victimized.
Okay. Anyway, you said it, not me. but call it as it is. Victimized.
It is victimized.
If somebody is feeling that they've been victimized, you have to look yourself in the mirror. Now, if you honestly believe that you've done nothing wrong, you've got to stand up for yourself. And that takes a very brave person. And you have to be resilient. You have to have trust in people that believe in you, because you can doubt yourself. We talked about looking yourself in the mirror and you don't recognize that person. There's times where you can look in yourself and you question yourself. Oh, have I done something wrong?
Yeah.
Why is this happening to me? Maybe it's me. But if you've got a good support network around you that believe in you and value you as a person, not just value you as a person, but value you and who you represent.
There you go. Yeah.
Because when I'm out there, just like anybody else, you're not just representing yourself. You're representing your family. You're representing your brothers, sisters. You're representing colleagues. You're representing a possible brand. So you have to stand up for yourself if you believe in you. Now, standing up for yourself can be quite painful.
It can.
And sometimes you have to question, why did I stand up for myself? But if you're going through that fight, there's somebody else in the country, in the world, going through exactly the same fight as you. And you need to draw strength that you are not the only person in that circle.
Yeah.
And it may need you to listen to somebody who's giving you appropriate advice. And that advice, you might not want to take it, because you might think that advice, that's not going to help me. But I would say you've got to be strong, because I know I can sleep comfortably at night. Mm-hmm. The question is, whoever's doubting you, can they? Think about that. Can you sleep comfortably at night? Have you done something wrong? Or is it a question, they have their own insecurities?
Yeah.
Which has led to you making you feel that way. So I've drawn strength from that. And I've drawn strength for, can I sleep comfortably at night? Because you do doubt yourself. But when you sit back, you reflect and you listen to people, you listen to yourself, and you listen to your body.
That's true.
Because your body will tell you how you're feeling. Your body will tell you if you're feeling anxious. Your body will tell you if things are not as it should be. But believe in yourself. And I draw strength that I believe in myself.
I like that. I always say to people that it's, well, how I treat you is a reflection of myself, and how you treat me is a reflection of yourself. And that's where I start to see people's insecurities shine out. Yeah. So I always carry that with me, and I believe it helps me in every aspect of my life. And I just want to share that, is because I feel that if I give that to everyone out there in the world, they'll learn to be able to take it and try and bring that positivity into their life. So let's talk about Kickoff at Free. So you are the co-founder of Kickoff at Free. Please tell us the inspiration behind it. But you have also been in so many different types of projects. First of all, what was your ethos about you doing Kickoff at Free? What made you passionate about doing Kickoff at Free?
Well, Kickoff at Free is a social initiative that was set up, co-founded by myself and Ashley Levin. We set it up in 2017. And the whole coming together was two like-minded people. We both love football. But here I was, Michael, the police officer, and Ashley, I call him the community activist, coming together.
I like that.
And, you know, we built a relationship, we built a friendship, and we still have a very strong friendship. And that's been success. And the whole ethos of giving young people opportunities,
yeah,
using the vehicle of football, but as you've seen yourself, we've evolved into so many different things where we use the vehicle of not just football, but we've done basketball, we've done running events, we've done cycling events, We've even got into the world of a bit of acting
Yeah.
with Blacks Can't Swim, where a lot of the young people in that film are through Kickoff at 3. We're empowering young people to not just play football, but go into spaces
Yeah.
that they've never been in before. And then from that, we've had young people that I can tell you now, because it's out there in the public. Young Jones Camille, he is a young man that I've been mentoring, and he's through me inspired him to get into the Blacks Can't Swim film. He's just recently done a piece of film work with Anthony Joshua, the boxer, that's out now, and he's fulfilling certain dreams.
Yeah.
Boy say so. I mean, I didn't introduce him to Blacks Can't Swim because he was been in that film. From what I recall, he's been one of the actors. And when I say actors, all the young people, they're not actors, as in they are people from the community, but they've got into that world of acting. And say so, I met through Eddie Cura and so many other fantastic people, but it's amazing to see all these guys and girls blossoming to do wonderful things. So we've used the vehicle of the seed was football, but it's germinated to so many different things. We've run social evenings, raising awareness for. And that's the other thing, that part of our ethos is not just about giving opportunities, but raising awareness for multiple charities nationally. And we've travelled. We've just recently come back from Northern Ireland, Belfast. We've been into different parts of the country. We've now attracted international interest from Canada, Jamaica. Recently, I'm in discussions to be going over to Geneva in the new year. They want me to come and do something around football there. So all these things are just starting to evolve and happen. And I'm even, I'm 51, and I'm living a dream. I'm going to places that I've never been before, and not just. We talked about finding yourself, and I've gone through Kickoff 3. I've gone to different. It's not just about traveling abroad, but I've gone to places in the UK that I've never been.
See?
I love going to Northern Ireland because the whole history, what we're doing around working with Andy George from PSNI, and just all the things we're doing with the Rio Ferdinand Foundation, some amazing organisations. It's been amazing, and there's still more to come. The work that we've been doing with the Stephen Lawrence Foundation. Yeah. Next year is Stephen Lawrence's 30th anniversary. And also, it's then open up opportunities, not just in the world. Just, I've been asked to be involved. I'm now part of the Great Britain women's management team for football, where they've asked me to come on board to, at this moment in time, the Great Britain women's team, they have no representation of ethnic minorities in the team, which I have to be honest with you, I find that quite shocking. That in the UK, you're telling me there's no talented, women of different origin that are good enough to play for that team.
There are. I think they're just hiding.
But there again, this is what we need to do. We need to make these young ladies feel, not just young, just women. Women need to feel, empower them to say, you can be a part of that change.
Yeah.
And this is not just a black thing. This is not just about Asian thing. This is about everybody. LGBT, we're talking just the whole, transgender, everything. We are people. And everybody deserved a space.
That's true.
In that lane. And like you said, they maybe they don't feel there's a space for them, but we need to then draw that out of them to say, you know what, you know, I was actually last week. I was at a football match in Hertfordshire between Herts Police and Suffolk Police. I was asked to watch the game and great football, great, and I saw some really talented women from different backgrounds playing, and I'm thinking, well, that's just one game I've been to.
See,
So they're out there, but it's just they need to be discovered and encouraged. And I actually spoke to one particular girl that I was very impressed with. And I said to her, you need to step forward. She goes, really, what, me? I said, yeah, you. But there again is those, just like young, but they don't actually, some don't believe they've got the talent. And I saw it, I said, I see that you're good, you deserve a space.
yeah,
So it just sometimes takes a matter of belief, encouragement, empowerment, just to give those opportunities.
I like that. I think those opportunities will come naturally, and the more that we push people and tell them to come forward, and we find that talent, just like you've been doing, the more it will change. But you've been doing so much change anyways, that is authentically going to arise anyways. One of the things I would love to ask you, Michael, is you do so much. And I know even before we came in and we started the interview and you said, how do you find time for yourself, Savia? I remember that. So, but I'm going to reverse that question, Michael, because you do so much. And the one question I do want to ask you is, can you walk me through a day in Michael's life? Because I have to do this from the moment that you arise in the morning to even when you're eating breakfast to when you're getting ready, to your mindset. You know, every time I ask a question, there's like 20 questions in one question. So I just want to know, what is a day like in Michael's life from when you wake up in the morning to when you decide to rest?
Right. That's a really good question. I've never been asked that question before. I'm going to give you an honest answer.
Mm-hmm.
The work that I do, like so many other people, because it's just not me. There's people out there that are doing exactly what I do.
Mm-hmm.
So don't get this twisted. There's people out there that do exactly what I do. And this is a 24-hour job. No.
It is actually.
No, it's a 24-hour job. Now, obviously, I'm not doing it 24 hours, but I go to sleep sometimes with things just racing in my mind. And then when I'm waking up, that same thing, something go in my mind, and I wake up and I've got an idea. And I'm a kind of person, maybe just the way I think, maybe that's something to do with me being dyslexic, that we are seen as, I don't know what the appropriate term is, we think, you know, we just think differently.
Eccentrically.
Yeah, maybe I'm a bit eccentric, I don't know. You know, but I just think, you know, I come up with ideas of, I've got to do that. And even Ashley said to me, well, you're just all over the place. You want me to there, you do. But it's just the way I work. But shall I say, this work will not stop till the work is done.
True.
And there's still a lot of work to be done.
Yeah.
However, I've had to learn to say no. And strategize, have a strategy of, okay, you know, because doing this kind of thing, you could overwhelm yourself.
That's true.
And you can burn yourself out. Mm-hmm. And we're talking about mental well-being and so forth. So it's about having expectations, what you can do and what you cannot do. And there's times you have to say, do you know what? I can't do that. And you've got to have to leave that for another day.
Yeah.
So, you know, my days, to be honest, the typical days, they look very much the same. It's just that I come up with a different idea every day.
You say it's the same, but then to people on the outside, they'll be like, "Oh, Michael, there he goes. Oh, he's off." That's how from an because I've had the privilege and the honor of being around you a lot more. The way Michael's brain works, and especially from a photographer's point of view, so I always capture Michael in the most eccentric ways when he's doing 20 things at once and he's going like 100 miles per hour, but he doesn't notice that he's doing all of these things, which is actually something for you to see when you see Michael at work. So although you turn around and say, don't get it twisted, there are other people doing what you do, you have to realize, Michael, that nobody's doing it like you.
Okay, right. Well, I call that, I see that as an honor and a privilege for you to mention that. I mean, I'm doing what I'm doing it from the heart, and I've got no agenda, and that's the best way I can put it. I do things because I want to do it. Yes, quite right. There's not everything you can do, and that's just being honest. However, I've got the belief, and I could give you so many of our success stories. I know them, and and Ashley knows them, and those who are close around them, and even you heard some of the success stories that have come about from in a short space. You know, we've known each other for the last few months. I'd say since the summer or more. And probably what we've done together, nobody's done in a year.
True.
So we've done so much. From the Windrush event to the Kickoff football tournament to, the Blacks Can't Swim premiere that we've done in
even
St.
the
Albans.
Paul Carnival one,
and
as
even
well.
the Paul Carnival, event that's and there again, it's connecting in people.
Yeah.
So by connecting in, so much has been achieved. So imagine now if everybody connected in with like-minded people and organizations, how much could be achieved in the world. Just, it's beyond thinking. But, but I'll give you something. I sleep on average 5 hours a night. On average.
On average. 5
hours and I'm good.
I would say around the same as well, actually.
I'm 5 hours. Give me 5 hours. And I'm good. I can operate on that. But,
you can function.
Yeah, but I'm up most mornings. Well, depends. Don't want to talk too much, you hear? Get myself in trouble.
Oh, man. So, here's one for you. Michael, you do so much, right? When was the last time that you can actually say you felt at peace with yourself, in your environment, and within your soul, in yourself?
Wow, really, I've never had that question. You've got some real powerful questions. When was the last time I felt at peace with myself? I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not sure if I found that peace yet.
Doesn't matter as long as you're honest with yourself. That's the main thing.
Because so many things have happened in my life over the last number of years. We've had passing aways in the family.
Yeah.
We had tragic circumstances. COVID hit a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's affected. Mental well-being. There's that impact on families, even my family. So, if there again, to be honest, I'm still not quite at peace with myself.
It will come. I always believe it will come. If there was one question that you wish people asked you, but nobody ever has asked you that question, what would that question be and why? I can see Michael's brain actually ticking.
I wish some people got to know the real me, because people make a judgment of me,
Naturally, yeah.
whether it be for what I'm doing, from what I'm saying, but they don't really know me.
Mm.
And there's only very few people that really know me. And probably only people that really, really know me will be my parents. I've got close friends, but the way I look at it is those who saw me come from my mother's womb
Yeah.
and watched me grow. And there's some family members who've watched me grow. It'd be my mother, father, and some. But like I said, the people will be my parents that probably say they I could say they know me. But there's people out there, they think they know me, but they don't know me, and that's the problem. You know, we pass judgment of people
Straight away.
straight away. It's a bit like that. Even that stop and search.
Oh, yeah.
You see a black man or a young black man, and straight away he's wearing a hoodie. You know, I've been stopped. See you, yeah.
No, I need to know the story now.
I've been followed by the police.
Okay.
I'm serious.
So-
No,
so-
I've been followed
no,
by the.
no.
I've been followed off duty, of course.
So, how did this break down? So, they see you, they instantly go, black man. Okay, maybe you're wearing a tracksuit. They instantly see you, say, look, there's a black man, he's in a tracksuit. The iconic word is he looks suspicious or he fits a description of. We know this. When they stopped you and then found out that you was a police
No,
officer.
I didn't tell them.
You didn't tell them?
No. Why should I need to tell them?
Wow.
No. I'll tell you what the scenario was. I won't name police forces.
Okay.
They know who they are.
Okay.
The situation was, I just finished visiting my children.
Yeah.
I was driving in my car,
Mm-hmm.
and they were driving one way and I was driving the other. So we were going in two opposite directions. I wasn't speeding. They turned their vehicle round. Remember, they're going in the opposite direction to me. And then they followed me. Now, the vehicle was a firearms vehicle.
Okay.
I know what a firearms vehicle looks like because being in the police, I know what they look like. And they've turned around and they followed me for a period of time. When they stopped me, they asked me, I got out of my vehicle. They asked me to step out of it, which I had no problem. And then I said, why have you, can you tell me why you stopped me? And they said to me that my windows look like they're illegally tinted.
Okay.
Like, okay.
Okay.
Which I know they're not illegally tinted because I'm not going to put illegal tints on my car. But what they've done is it actually upsets me to just go into all the, but it's what I call they were fishing. And in the terms of fishing, that is, you don't have really any reason to stop me, but you're fishing to find grounds of, you stop me, but then you're fishing for, is there something I can find on him? That's the bottom line of it. I was embarrassed, stopped me right near my home address. So Imagine this, I'm standing near in my local neighborhood, and it's very embarrassing for anybody to be stopped.
Yeah.
But certainly in my world as a black man, automatically people, he's done something wrong or she's done something wrong. That's just a perception. I would call it I was racially profiled. That's the term. They looked at my car. The car I drive is nothing flashy as far as I'm concerned. It's a vehicle that other people drive. I had tints on my car, not a problem. There's a lot of white people have tints on their car. But I wonder if they get stopped. And stats tell you that black men are more prone to be stopped by the police than what stats tell you.
Yeah.
Black men are more prone to be stopped, whether it be stopped on their feet or by the vehicle. That's what the stats tell you. I honestly believe I was racially profiled.
Yeah.
I never at any time told them I was a police officer because there's no reason
Why you should have to.
why I should have to. Because there's no need. Why? What difference should it make? I'm a human being.
Yeah.
I'm not on duty. Whether because at the end of the day, when I leave work, I'm a human being just like you.
Yeah.
I was just going about my business. So this is why I'm very much about, as a human being, about understanding why young black men feel the way they do when they're stopped by the police. Now, I'm not saying that every officer out there is racially profiling black boys. I'm not saying that. However, from my experience, I've been stopped by the police twice now. But you remember, there's young black boys being stopped every day.
Yeah.
Every day. Every day.
Even I see that.
So this can't be, that's what the stats tell you. Okay. However, I'm aware that there's a lot of things going on in communities. We've got knife crime and we've got a job to do. But it's got to be proportionate. And I personally, from my personal circumstances, and it worried me because I'm thinking, if that's happening to me as a big man, going about my own, I was polite, I was respectful. What's happening to young black boys? The boys that might not know their rights. You remember, a lot of these young black boys, they lose their cool quite quickly.
Yeah.
Because they're upset, because they're being stopped regularly. So it's just natural. They're going to, they're going to get, why is this happening to me? And before you know it, something happens and they could be arrested. So these are the challenges. And this is, in essence, why I do what I do. Being me, I'm about fairness.
Yeah.
If you're doing something wrong, then so be it. Let's deal with it as it is. It is what it is. But if you're not doing anything wrong, and then you feel that you're being, hold on, this is not fair, then there's a process to be in place.
Yeah.
And follow that process, which I did. I followed a process. I felt that I was unfairly treated, and I followed the process. And I'd encourage more people to do that. But yeah, this is why, as I said, I'm passionate. It's about just having those honest conversations about, and this is why I say people don't know me, because unless I've told you, you wouldn't know that situation. But the reality of it, these things are happening to a lot of people out there, so we need to address that, and hopefully going forward, there'll be change.
Michael, what is the best advice you have ever received from somebody that has helped you in your life?
The best advice. trusting your instinct.
I like that.
From I use this example. It's a bit like that young child. It's a bit like there's a sweetie, or I remember biscuit or cake, and my mum said, "Do not touch that cake."
Sorry.
And then mum's not about, and you really want to take a little slice, a little touch, and your mind says, "Don't do it, don't do it." And your mind saying, "Don't do it, don't do it." But then you're not listening to your first instinct, "Don't do it," and you do it. So I use that. If your instinct is you're answering when your body's telling you don't do it, then your body's telling you don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. So once you're questioning something, once you have to question it, then that means you're probably on the right lines as you shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I've always think it's like when sometimes I meet somebody, whatever, and something's saying to me, I'm not feeling that person, I'm not feeling them, There's something that I just can't. I'm not feeling them. And then your mind is telling you that you're probably right. So my advice is trusting your instinct. And if you're not feeling them, you're not feeling them.
Oh dear. It has happened. It definitely has
See?
happened.
So I'm right, am I?
No, you are right.
If you're not feeling them, then you're probably saying. And then sometimes it goes on to tell you something happens and you think,
I'm glad I didn't.
I'm glad I didn't
go there.
I didn't go there. See, I was right.
I'm glad I didn't go there. So I've only got 2 more for you, Michael.
Okay, no
My
problem.
second to last question is, we spoke about legacy way in the beginning of our conversation. And the reason why I always leave legacy to last is because I believe in hearing your story fully from the beginning to the middle to the end. So now that you have let so many people in the world know more about who Michael is as a person, when Michael decides to stop, relax, find the peace that he's always been after, but also the happiness that he's always wanted, and he decides, I'm stopping, what would you like your legacy to be?
The legacy is, we've got that slogan, Kickoff, we believe.
Mm-hmm.
Legacy is believe in yourself.
Yeah.
You can achieve whatever you want to achieve.
Mm-hmm.
Give yourself a chance. And the legacy, if you want to do something, just do it. Even if you might not achieve what you would, at least you've given it a go.
Yeah.
Because there's times in like, I'd wish I'd done it. Don't be in a situation where you think, I wish I'd done that. Because you might not get that chance ever again.
That's true.
Take your opportunities. If there's something presented before you and it feels right and you're feeling them, that's really important. You're feeling them, go for it.
Oh, damn. Before I say, Michael, before I say my thank you to you, I'm actually going to ask you one more. If there was one song, and the reason why I asked, there's a reason for this. If there was one song that was the soundtrack of your life, what song would you choose and why would you choose that particular song? Oh.
Okay, there's one song that will resonate to me, and he speaks volumes, and everybody will know this name. It'll be Bob Marley, and it'll be the one song. Will probably I'm going to push it. There's 2 songs. The first song, see, I have to be a bit different. The 2 songs would be One Love.
Yes.
And the other song would be Buffalo Soldier.
Oh, okay.
And anybody that knows those songs, they'll understand what I mean.
Yeah.
It tells you 1,000 words. And those are the words that I would say that empowers me.
Michael, I want to say thank you so much for coming on the Us People podcast. I now officially announce that you are part of the Us People family.
I must say though, are you feeling me? Are you feeling me?
I'm feeling you.
All right, that's all right. All right, good. I'm glad you're feeling me. I feel good now. I feel that you feel at peace. That you're feeling me. So that's all right.
Definitely,
that's all right. That's
definitely.
good.
Michael, I want to thank you so much for bringing your kindness, your honesty, and your wisdom onto the Us People podcast show. I am so glad to have finally had the chance to do this interview with you. Please let us know where we can find you on all your social medias or any platforms that if anybody would like to contact you or just simply get in touch with you and what you do, where can they find you?
Okay, you can find us on Google Kickoff at 3. You'll find us. Our website is www.kickoff at is AT as in Alpha Tango, and then it's at and then the number 3.com. As far as Instagram, Twitter, you'll find me on LinkedIn, Michael Wallace. And there again, if you really want to find a bit more about me and my working life as a black police officer, you can Google PC Michael Wallace and you'll find some of the work that I've done, that I'm trying to do, and I will continue to do to try and create change. And all I can say is thank you for all those who believed in me, believed in Ashley, believed in what we're doing as a family. I see this as a family. Just we all want to connect, be kind to one another, know your neighbour, support one another, and we'll be in a better place.
That's actually a nice way to actually end the show. Michael, thank you so much again for coming on the show. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're more than welcome, guys. Thank you so much for listening to the Us People podcast, and please remember you can subscribe and leave us a review on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, and any other platform that you prefer listening to. Please also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and you can also donate to the Us People podcast by simply going to the Savia Rocks website or just typing in paypal.me/Us People podcast. Guys, thank you so much for listening. Stay happy, stay positive, and as always, please continue to be kind to one another.
Time to let it go. Now's my time to let it go. Now is the time for me to focus. Stop all that playing hocus pocus. Stop doing it yourself. You need a little help. This time I want to see you shining.
Hey guys, this is Savia Rocks from the Us People podcast. I thought it was only right, as it is the last episode of the Us People podcast for season 3, to send out my ambient gratitude to every single person who has supported, promoted, been a guest on the show, and anything else that has been positively great to the contribution of the show. This is my way of saying I am absolutely excited for season 4. And I know no matter what obstacles come our way, we'll overcome them. I hope the Us People podcast has helped you to be educated in a field that you've always wanted to go to. I also hope the guests have been on a podcast that has interviewed them in a completely different way. But more than anything, it's just about the support and understanding that you get to do what you love. With that in mind, I want to say thank you so much, guys. And as always, please continue to be kind to one another.
Just enjoy the ride. Open those eyes, see the light. Ignite that fire inside it. Let it breathe breath into life. Push all your fears to the side. Control your mind, it's all alright. Enjoy your life, the joy is mine. Commit to you, you got the tools. Everything you do, you make the rules. Sometimes you need to say, I'm gone. okay.